What is going on today, YouTube family? Today we are behind the wheel of the latest generation of Nissan Frontier. This particular one is a PRO4-X model. This isn't going to be a real long video. I just want to drive it and kind of appreciate the fact that it is the last mid-size pickup truck that you can get with a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine. That is the only motor that is available for this truck. There are no turbo 4-cylinder options or any sort of hybrid options or anything like that. But because this is a pretty big 4-liter V6, it does have the most standard horsepower out of everything that it competes with. So looking at 310 horsepower standard with the Frontier, whereas you can get as low as like 237 with the standard motor and the Ford EcoBoost and the Ranger. The Tacoma comes standard with 278 horsepower from a 2.4 liter turbo, and then you've got the Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon twins that have a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder with two different outputs. And so this is standard wise, just as the quote-unquote base motor. This does have the most power out of everything in its class. It's hooked up to a 9-speed transmission, and you do have the 4-wheel drive controller over here. It's got 3 settings: 2-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low. This is not a vehicle that you want to leave in 4 high on surfaces like this. This is something you only want to use when it's necessary. Otherwise, you can do damage to the drivetrain. So there's no 4-wheel drive auto with this vehicle, which can split torque and sort of go back and forth electronically with respect to how much power it's sending front to back. When you put this vehicle into 4 high, you essentially lock it in 50-50 front to rear, and you'll notice that when you go around corners and things like that, because the vehicle will push to the outside when making those turns, making them a lot wider and harder to accomplish. But it does also come with a lockable rear differential as well. It does have a pretty decent auto stop start system too. It does take a little longer than I'd like for it to restart, but it is relatively smooth. And the one annoyance with this truck that I've noticed is that there is no telescopic portion for the steering wheel. It only tilts, so that's one thing I noticed. But the 6-cylinder does sound good, and it's got plenty of pickup, and it should be very reliable too. No turbos, so shouldn't have any issues with that either. It rides very well. It is a true body on frame truck. This is not like a Honda Ridgeline, which basically has the chassis of a minivan or an SUV. This is a true boxed ladder type frame, so it will shake about over, bridge joints and things like that. You will feel the truck shimmy around, but still very smooth. It's got these really knobby tires on it, so it should be good in snow. You got a heated steering wheel, heated seats, parking sensors, the rather archaic 360 camera, which needs a update badly with respect to resolution and font, and as well as the speed that you can actually use it at, because it doesn't work above like 4 miles an hour, which is kind of annoying. The 9-speed is pretty smooth, very responsive. These heated seats are super effective. And it's surprisingly quiet to be very boxy and not aerodynamic at all. It doesn't have the wind noise that I was expecting. And the tires being as chunky as they are, I was expecting a little bit more noise from those too, but all in all, this is a fairly quiet cabin. It is a very odd mixture of new and old in here. Like, these door panels are basically off of the old Frontier, and so you can tell that Nissan didn't want to dig in their pockets too deep to make this truck, so they did take a lot of stuff from the old, the previous generation Frontier. And then these gauges are any set of Nissan gauges from the last 10 years. So they are definitely saving some money by doing those types of things. But the steering feels good. It's nice and heavy. I do believe that this is still hydraulic and not electronic. So it definitely does have good feedback. Obviously, it's not a sports car, but feedback can be useful in many situations, not just going around corners at high speed. So steering is good. It's just weird that it doesn't telescope at all. You do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto over here as well. And then this one has the Fender sound system. So it's got some pretty cool things. And I think it's also priced very well. Let's get a listen to this 6-cylinder. Very smooth, gets up to speed well. Sounds good. And like I said, it should be fairly reliable just because it's very simple. No turbos, no, electrified systems added in, just an engine and a transmission. So if you're looking for a more simple vehicle, but you still want a newer truck, I definitely say check out the Frontier. I am going to try to do a longer video on this. We just got this from the auction, so it needs to be inspected, so I don't want to drive it too hard or too much. But all in all, so far, first impressions are very positive. And unlike a lot of newer vehicles, it just doesn't do stupid stuff. Like, to turn my headlights on, I don't have to go into here. It's just right here where they should be. They're not, by any stretch of the imagination, trying to reinvent the wheel with this truck. But this vehicle will be finished and put through inspection here pretty soon. So if you are interested, it's only got 13,700 miles on it. And this particular one is a 2023. So and Nissans don't hold value very well, so I'm pretty sure, looking at one of these new versus this, which is 13,000 miles, this will definitely be the better buy. We also picked up this Pathfinder from auction, so let me also show you really quickly the exterior. Just pull this up real quick. Show you guys what it looks like. With the PRO4-X, you get the orange trim gauges, stitching on the steering wheel, the orange badge, and then more orange all throughout the vehicle. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe not as elaborate as some other trucks, but still pretty nice. These seats are cloth and they are heated, so they're very comfortable. It's got a wireless charger too. It's got these side steps that in Toyota language would be called Predator steps, which I still don't know why the hell they call them Predator steps, but that's fine. But that's what it looks like, guys. And of course, it does have remote start in typical Nissan fashion. It's standard on this trim level. And I like these LED lights. And again, another orange trimmed out Nissan badge. And recovery hooks under the bottom there as well. So all in all, it's a good looking truck. These are hand-cooked AT4 Pro tires. I don't see a... Oh, yep. Are they 3-peak rated? They've got the snowflakes, so they are definitely snow tires. So, should be excellent in the snow. You've got your bed, some cargo tie downs. And this one looks like it's got a spray-in bed liner as well. So, very useful truck, and I love the tail lights on this truck. I don't know why, but I just think they look very nice. Again, full LED. Can tow up to 6180 as far as towing capacity. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the vehicle and the video. And like I said, if you want me to do a full review, let me know in the comments. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.